news is out regarding Shane and Chris coming back. It provides clarity for you guys and early. What does that mean? You know, you got Shane back as your coach.
No, it means a lot. You know what I mean? Obviously, things haven't gone the way we wanted the past couple of years, but I feel like Shane has been great for us. In establishing everything he's want. You know, the standard and everything, and all that the past couple of years, and we just fell short. You know what I mean? A couple times. I mean, past 2 years, and he has a direction that he wants to go with this team, and everybody needs to be on the same on the same page. Him and Ballard on the same page, and we just got to do some things this off season, and I know they're going to do some things this off season that'll better this football team.
What do you think sticks out about Shane's leadership that has you super confident?
He's willing to make the tough decisions. You know what I'm saying? For the betterment of the team, and I think we've seen that throughout the season. That's what gives me a lot of confidence in him. Being able to make those tough decisions and those some of those unpopular decisions.
Like you mentioned, the frustration of feeling so close but so far. I guess how did that weigh on you? And do you give yourself time to get away from this at all, or how do you do it?
Definitely some time away. Some time away with the family and being able to, like I've mentioned before, some self-reflection and how I can be, a better player, teammate, leader, and the things that I can do and control to help better this football team and help be of better service to my teammates.
Defensively, just what do you think? What do you think was missing this year? And I mean, was there a step back at all, or do you think it just fell short?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a step back defensively for sure. Since I've been here, since I've been a Colt, this has been our worst year defensively for sure. And I feel like at times it was just. At times I felt like we were just a bunch of individuals out there, and it looked like it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to shy away from it. I take ownership of it. And, just at times I feel like there was just a bunch of individuals out there playing football. You know what I mean? It didn't look like a unit out there at times, and it showed. And the times where we did play as a unit, we did some good things. And looking back at the schedule and the year, the season, when we played some really good offenses, you saw glimpses of us playing at a high level and playing as a defense. And then we played some offenses that weren't very good, and all of a sudden it was like, what happened to the defense the week before? You know what I mean? There was no consistency, no camaraderie defensively, and I take part ownership of that. You know what I mean? I'm one of the leaders on the defensive side, and that's one of those things where I have to look back and how I can be better as a leader.
How do you think that happens when you had so many guys that are familiar with each other, same coaching staff, so much continuity?
Say it again, Mommy. The beginning.
How do you think that happens? Where what you were saying about not feeling like you guys were playing together when you had so many guys who played together before?
I feel like ego. There's times where ego gets in the way, and I feel like, especially in our business, playing in the NFL at a high level and as a team, everybody needs to check their ego at the door when they come in. You know what I'm saying? We all have them. You know what I'm saying? Especially as men in that locker room, we all have egos. But the great teams, those guys, they sacrifice that ego and check it at the door.
You saw it. You could feel it.
You could feel it. You could see it on tape. You know what I'm saying? That it was a consistent problem. It wasn't just one guy. It was a lot of guys. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I take ownership. I take part ownership of that, and in serving a better, a much better way next year.
What do you think there was? I guess why do you think it festered? Obviously, this is something you don't bring up in Week 18. So why do you think it just kind of held on for the entire season?
No, it's not like we haven't, called things out throughout the season. You know what I'm saying? I feel like as leaders in the locker room, we've held guys, holding guys accountable, and one of those things. That's one of the things. You can ask any of my teammates that I do on a weekly basis. So, it's just I mean, we we just got to do a better job with eliminating that stuff, and I feel like it just got away.
There was enough personal accountability from the players wise, because we talked to Gus and he was obviously owning his share of everything. But
Oh yeah, that's another thing too. You can hold guys accountable and all this, but part of it is taking ownership and taking that personal accountability. You know what I mean? You can call guys out. You can take ownership of your own stuff, but I mean, you can't force someone to take ownership of their own stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's something that we need to do a better job.
You like it all with the continuity and bringing everyone back. Is there a sense of comfort or complacency that can come with that that lead to some of this?
Definitely. I think there's definitely some comfortability. You know what I mean? In the building, and we just we got to have more competition. You know what I mean? In all aspects of in the building, and I feel like guys get complacent for sure. You know what I mean? And you just gotta continue to have people on edge. You know what I'm saying? To compete. And I mean, you just look at one of the competitions this year, which I thought it was great to see from a development standpoint, and just to see for the guy himself. I mean, look at AP. They drafted AD this year in the second round, and you just saw this year AP's game just elevate. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've all seen the glimpses and the potential that he's had, and I mean, he was able to muster up one of his best seasons yet. You know what I'm saying? And just seeing his development as a player, seeing the competition. You know what I mean? He rose to the competition and started off in training camp. You know what I mean? And OTAs, and seeing the year that he had. I mean, it was awesome to see, and I was very happy for him. You know what I mean? And I had a little incentive for him too. I told AP, I was like, I'll buy you an AP if you get 1,000 yards this season, and he was a little short of that. So I mean, it was one of my incentives to him, and watch, yeah. So I mean, it was just fun to see him compete out there. You know what I mean, and taking advantage of the opportunities and some of the, he wasn't targeted a lot some games, but he made some some games he had like three receptions for like 125 yards. You know what I mean? And so it was fun to watch him play.
Does that offer carry over into next year?
No, so it was actually the offer was the year before, and then I carried it on this year. So yeah, I'm going to keep making that offer until he gets 1,000 yards.
Do you think you'll find yourself kind of staying on top of guys through the off season, or is that just up to them to kind of hold themselves accountable?
No, yeah, I mean, I'll be checking in with guys and seeing how they're doing throughout the off season. I think we all just need a breather a little bit, you know what I mean, to get away and kind of hit that reset button. But yeah, I mean, it's I'm definitely gonna be checking in on my guys and seeing how everybody's doing. But when we check in for OTAs and everything, you know what I mean, that's when it all starts.
What's the difference between like leadership and hand holding? I know you mentioned you will address that, but like what's the balance there when it's personal accountability?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a fine balance between keeping guys holding the guys accountable and babysitting. You know what I mean? I got my own kids. See, you know what I mean? I'm not here to babysit nobody, and I let the guys know like it's you know what I mean. I'll mention some stuff here and there, but I'm not going to be the continuous harping you in your ear and nagging you. You know what I'm saying? That's not my job, and so. Like I said, to a certain extent, I mean, you got to learn to take ownership of your own actions and take accountability and ownership in all the things that you do on and off the field.
One thing away from the defense, we talked to Pitt today, and he said he played for the most part with a fracture in his back. Mm-hmm. Does that show you the commitment that maybe players need?
Well, I mean, 100%. I mean, if Michael Pittman can go out there with a fractured back majority of the season, and I told him too from the jump, I was like, man, you a tough son of a. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, Pitt is what it means to, he's one of those guys you fight for and you continue to play for, you know what I mean? Like, he's willing to go out there with a fractured back majority of the season, almost damn near the whole entire season. You know what I mean? You think of guys like that, and you go out there and you got a little nicks and dings, and you're like, man, Pitt's out here with a bad back, dude. Like, I gotta do more. I gotta do my part. So, yeah, I mean, that's the type of commitment that I would love to see.
You mentioned like the competition in particular, because I have been wondering about that too. I mean, they brought back the entire starting lineup. Some of the things you expressed to us, do you express those things in the building, like Chris or whoever?
I mean, I have some conversations that I'm going to get into today and the next couple of days. So those are some of the things I'm going to mention for sure in our conversation. Yeah.
Okay.
But how do you fight last one? Complacency or comfortability, whatever, when you've had success and you feel like you've perhaps arrived, like you've had success in this thing. So how do you fight that personally?
I mean, I always think like nobody cares what you did last year. You know what I mean? It's what have you done for me lately, league? And it doesn't matter what you did the week before. You know what I mean? You have to show up each and every week, and that's how I approach. That's how I approach the game. That's how I approach my job personally, and I mean, I feel like it's just one of those things where even like throughout high school, college, or whatever, I've always just held in high regard in my mentality and never being satisfied and continuing to compete at a high level. Because I don't ever want my job to be at risk. So.
All right. Appreciate it, man.
Yep. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Kenny, having some time to process the finish to the season, the end of the season, how would you describe this one? How do you put it into words?
I'm confident going forward.
What makes you confident?
I think we have a lot to build off. It was a lot of great in the midst of everything that happened during the season. So, I'm looking forward to what's to come.
How nice is it to, and even clarity to know that you got Shane back, you're at least the top of your coaching staff will be back here, and the decisions made early to get you guys focused in for the upcoming season?
We can go ahead and get started on putting pieces together for next season.
You feel good about having your coach back, Shane Steichen, and you feel like he's the right guy to lead you guys to hopefully in the playoffs next year?
For sure. Coach Shane has done all he could in his might to make us prepared and get us ready for games on Sunday. So we all feel very confident in Shane and his ability to get us right for Sunday. And I can't wait to move forward with him and as well with his team.
As one of the leaders of this defense, what is your challenge to the rest of the guys over the course of the offseason?
Just get better. Focus on, being in the moment. Obviously, go back home to your family to, rekindle and, have that time with your loved ones. And but when it's time to get back the ball, let's get better and let's come back and move the step forward.
You've been a part of winning teams in your time here. What convinces you that the right pieces are in place for this to be a winning team going into next season?
That's a good question. We have some things to figure out as far as the pieces to the puzzle. So I'm confident in all those moves, but it's too early right now to really say.
And is it a bit bittersweet to end it with a win and then know the offseason is right around the corner?
Yeah, it was good that we got the win yesterday. This season wasn't what we wanted it to be, so there's a lot of work to do.
You're coming off a really good season for yourself. Can you reflect on just the year for you personally and just, the things you accomplished on the field?
Individually, I just wanted to be in the moment. I just wanted to, play my role on this team and be there for the guys. So there's a lot of work that I can do in my room especially. And, being here for the defense. So I think in times of adversity, in times of, when things aren't going well, I can still be in the moment to be there for everybody. Even if myself, I'm not really, going through it, I guess. I can be there for guys who probably are. So there's a lot of work for myself to grow.
What needs to change to get you guys over the hump?
I'm not sure.
Can you talk about having pieces to build off for next year? What do you make of Jalen Jones' season?
Jalen Jones has been great. That's my guy. That's my guy, Jalen. He's been very competitive. Honestly, he's been very present. I think he's been sometimes a comic relief in a room, and it's been great to have that type of person in the room to honestly just keep everything mellow, I guess. But he's been the ultimate competitor in our room. He's been setting the standard, setting the mentality, to go out and compete each day and each practice. So I'm looking forward to building with him more, and looking forward to having some time with him this offseason.
Can we ask you last one about what changes might need to be made or whatever? If you even said like you don't know, is that a source of frustration to not know what?
No, I mean I don't know all the answers. That might be a question for somebody else. I don't really. My job on this team is to be the best cornerback and the best teammate I can be. I don't have all the answers of ownership and all that stuff. So maybe another teammate does, but I think we all have 1% in this locker room to make each other better and make sure that we're the best man and the best team that we can be. So my questions, I don't want to be dismissive at all. I just don't have the answers that you guys are, asking me. Those are tough questions to ask. So, I don't want to seem like I'm mad or anything. I mean, it was a failure as a team. It was a failure as a teammate. I wasn't my best this season. So,
Whatever happens, happens.
Do you feel like there's more to prove, though, if you are given this opportunity, or if it works out from both sides to get you back here?
More to prove.
Just as far as leaving here now, not getting to playoffs, but if you get an opportunity, if it works out, then it's like, hey, let me get a chance to prove more on the field.
I think there's always something to prove for me. No matter how well I've played or how bad I did play, there's always something that I can do better. That's just how I am as a person. There's always something that I can do to improve my game. So there's always something for me to prove. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, we still haven't won. So there's some ground that I want to cover. There's some things that I want to put out there so that people know that I'm all about this team or football or my craft, whatever it means. There's always something to prove, though.
Julian, when did you see it start to really click for Nick Cross this year?
I think it was game one.
Yeah.
For me, it was game one. I think from the free safety position, because we were flipped at that point, he had 15 tackles. And so I was like, okay. Yeah, Nick, he's see ball, get ball guy. He's gonna go make plays, and he did it the whole year. I'm really proud of his progression because it's like watching your little brother grow up, starting from year one to where he is now. I'm really grateful to see the growth and the potential that he has for his career.
When he made his debut in 22, he's the youngest player in the league. Is he just maybe a lesson that you shouldn't bury guys after 1 or 2 years in this league?
Always. I mean, you never really want to just tank a guy for not succeeding early, because I think that you don't get better until you're thrown into the fire, and it might not be a year. I mean, some of your best players had terrible years and then came out to be Hall of Famers, like your best players. So it's one of those things where if you're not on the field, then how do you get better? And then when you get that out there on the field, it's different from, someone being hurt and then filling the gap from, being a starter and then being consistent in that role. And I think he's done a great job. So it's been awesome to see.
How was he with communication? I know that spot in Gus's defense. You've obviously played it. It takes a lot of communication.
That's something that he's still growing at, and I think that he does a good job. Nick's one of those guys that he's very specific. He does things very technical. If he's told to do something, he's going to do it. And so we're still working on everybody communicating in a better way. Everyone making sure that we're alerting everyone. But I think that if he continues to take those steps forward, he's going to be a great player.
How much did the shoulder injury that you had in week one? How much did that impact you throughout the season?
Man, I think everybody knows it impacted me greatly. I tore my labrum game one against Houston, and that was hard to deal with. At the end of the day, though, I don't want to make an excuse, because there's still fans that come out and watch us and expect you're out there, so we expect you to put your best foot forward and play, and that's what I try to do. And sometimes it didn't show up in the way that I hoped it did, but I'm still very grateful that I was able to finish the season with what I was dealing with. And still very grateful that, by the grace of God, I'm still standing here and nothing worse happened to me. So I look at it as a positive, because I finished the season. At the end of the day, it wasn't what we wanted, but I was personally, that was something that I wanted to check off, and I did it.
Off the field, how did that labrum impact you? Not necessarily on the field, but did it hurt in the mornings? Could you not pick up your daughter?
Every day. Every tackle I made. It was always just making sure that I do everything for my rotator cuff, because everything else is off the bone. So it was one of those things that I had to make sure that I had the strength there. And I mean, I did it every day. But Yeah, it was like picking up my daughter hurts. Like, you know, it's not easy, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do for your family. So
You talked about the injury and possibly needing surgery. Well, no one would like been mad at you if you sat out. So why, go out there and compete when you're not going to be right until after the season?
Because I was thinking about my teammates. I was thinking about what was at stake, and I have an effect on the team, and I know that. And whether it's verbally, making sure that guys are in the right spot, I felt like that was something that was valuable to the team, and as well as like the coaches. I had a lot of conversations with everybody from the owners to the coaches, just telling me, hey, like, what are you thinking? Do you want to play? Do you want to sit out? And for me, it was more of I'd rather play. Instead of like look back at the season and be like, dang, I can't believe that I didn't play and give it a shot. I'm glad that I gave it a shot and felt the hits and everything, because I think that I would have regretted not playing for sure.
Are you confident that?
That was not his shot, just so you know.
This is yours.
Why do you have baby oil? That's him. I don't know what he be getting on with. Why do y'all have baby oil?
That's this man.
He's gonna let it to the door in a couple days.
EJ, going into this offseason, what does this look like for you in terms of exploring the market, your future?
I don't know yet. I'm still coming down off the season. I'm sure at some point me and Ballard will reach and a meet and talk about it, whether it's here or there. If it's not, I mean, I had a great time in Indy. Indy showed me love from the start. I mean, leaving Lucas Oil was emotional for me on Sunday. I ain't gonna lie. It was a bit of feeling just knowing that that could be my last game as a Colt. But I try not to think about it right now. Kind of just enjoy my last moment with my teammates and everything like that, as we all go into the off season, and had to exit me with the coaches, see what I can get better at, what they can get better at, we'll see.
How difficult is it to face that unknown, given that this is where you were drafted, this is where you've spent the entire portion of your NFL career?
It's difficult because I love it. I love it here in Indianapolis, from the fans, the city. So easy to lock in and focus on football here. The city is about football. You go to the steakhouses and everything, it's Indiana Pacers and Indianapolis Colts everywhere. So take pride in the city. They take pride in their sports here, so it's easy just to be a part of something here in Indy, and them having the legends around like Reggie and Cato and everything like that. Seeing them every day is actually dope too. So we'll see.
PJ, what are you looking for in free agency?
Looking for a place that fits, that works well for me and my family. A place where I'm wanted, of course, just growing from where I am now, and what I want for the rest of my career and everything. I think we got high potential here in Indy. I think we're right at the cusp of turning over, and I like the roster. I like the guys around. I think it's a family-oriented organization with the Ursays and everything like that. Actually, being a part and actually seeing them, and you can go have a talk with Carly about anything about the history of the organization and everything like that, and I have done that, and it's a great place to be. So,
how do you evaluate your season?
Of course, if we're evaluating the season, it's not what we wanted, and it's not an eye game. This is a team game, and none of us, I don't think anyone in the building or anyone on the team, we didn't do the things necessary to win and get to the point of the season where we wanted to be. So that's the evaluation on the season. It's not just me.
What does it mean to you to know that there's some clarity here? You're going to have Shane here, you're going to have Chris here. Give me your thoughts on that, just know that Shane's going to be back.
That means everything, because I believe in Coach Shane. I believe in everything that he preaches, and the freedom that he let guys be themselves. And I'm sure he learned a lot this season, just like everyone else has. And him coming back and being a part of this it'll be great for the team.
How do you balance how you feel about the season with the team not making the playoffs, but you finally got in there and played significantly throughout the year? How do you balance
I mean, you just got to find a way to, take the positives out of, the situation. Obviously disappointed that we didn't make the playoffs and, everything, but, to see the growth and development of myself as well as other people on this team, it's promising for the future.
How would you assess your play overall this season? Obviously playing a lot more and being relied on a lot more.
I would say it was pretty good. Obviously areas to continue to grow and work in, but, to go out there and show everybody what I'm capable of, it's always a good feeling.
What did it mean to you? The team showed a lot of faith in you, just giving you that reign, basically playing you every snap. What did they kind of show you just in terms of believing in you this year?
I would say it's just a testament to hard work, dedication. Milo and Gus have always been, big fans, and at the end of the day, going out there and giving me the opportunity to go out there and show what I can do on the field it's good to be able to do. Go out there, play hard for my teammates, play hard for this organization. At the end of the day, it's a good feeling.
Was there a moment where it clicked, or is that just something you feel throughout the season? Or can you remember a play or a game or something like that where okay, I feel like I'm comfortable in this role?
I feel like, I'll probably go back to Green Bay. I mean, going out there playing, at the end of the day, JB had gone down, so, I had to pick up the load a little bit. But, at the end of the day, it just comes with reps. I've always said that, reps, comfortability, being able to go out there and do the same thing over and over again, it gets you more comfortable, and you can go out there and your athleticism and capabilities can show.
What did Julian show you this year playing through, he laid out for us like all his labrum injury and all of that, switching positions. What did he kind of show you just as a teammate and other safety?
A real tough guy, resilient guy, someone who, laid on the line for his teammates, something that's truly respected and appreciated.
This is a team that has not been afraid to extend guys here early. You're coming up on it. Would that be something you'd be open to if they came to you with an extension?
At the end of the day, I let my agent handle that stuff. I love being in Indy. I love, playing for this organization. I'm appreciative of them coming and drafting me and believing in me. Shane, Chris, and everybody. So, at the end of the day, whatever's meant to happen, I just trust God that He'll make a way.
Can you explain the robe? You just roll out the bed and threw the robe on, or?
Rolled out the bed, what I'm saying? It's 10 degrees outside, and it's a foot of snow outside. I was like, shoot, I got to be prepared. So, it's a nice little snuggie. Got it from Amazon, so go get yours if you need one.